Hi everyone, this is Yuri with my tips and tricks on turning a photo into digital painting. In my previous videos, I shared with you some of my techniques using such apps like iColorama on iPad and Photosketcher on a computer. Today, I'm going to share with you a very simple but still a very interesting technique on turning landscape or cityscape photos into a kind of oil painting. I personally like taking photos when I walk around or when I travel. You probably too. When I take a good shot, I'm thinking it would be great to make a painting out of this photo. And that's what I do by using various apps and techniques. And what I'm going to show you is just one of them, one of these techniques. But it is fast and easy. For this, you will need an application called BeCasso. BeCasso or another app called Waterbrush. BeCasso itself has lots of painting styles, including watercolor presets, which we will actually be using. Waterbrush app is a smaller app by BeCasso with only a watercolor painting styles. Both are paid apps with either subscription or lifetime access. If you already own one of these apps, that's fine. If not, then I would recommend Waterbrush because it costs much less than BeCasso and it has complete functionality, same as in BeCasso watercolor styles. If you don't want to buy it, there is a trial period offered by BeCasso, where you can play around with the app and my technique. If you are interested in other photo painting techniques, you can visit my tutorial site www.phototopaint.com and subscribe for the membership there. And please put your hearts for this video if you liked it. Now let's jump into the work process. So as I said, you can upload BeCasso or Waterbrush applications on your device from Apple Store or Google Play. Once it is uploaded, we can use my technique. As I mentioned before, BeCasso and Waterbrush are family applications. And if you already have BeCasso, there are Waterbrush styles already pre-installed in BeCasso. And that's what we are going to use. If you don't have any of them, I would recommend to use Waterbrush because Waterbrush is less expensive and they have all the functionalities which we need for my technique. Let's try first my technique with BeCasso. Let's open BeCasso and load the image which we're going to work on in BeCasso. I'm gonna use my own photo which I made in Amsterdam a few years ago. There are several tabs on the bottom, like Artistic, Magic, Colors and Custom. Magic, for example, has kind of artificial intelligence filters. I personally think there are other softwares and applications which can do better job on that. For my technique, I'm gonna use other things in BeCasso. If we tap on Artistic, there are different effects on the timeline here, from oil to watercolor, then to pencil, toon, pop art, etc. But for my technique, I'm gonna use the watercolor effect. And in watercolor, there is a number of presets which can apply to the image. For my technique, I'm going to use the effects which are starting from watercolor 6 effect, because the previous ones, watercolor 5 and 4, etc., they are the old styles, and starting from watercolor 6, these are the new styles. And why? Because we are going to change settings in the tools, and these are available from watercolor 6 effect. This is the timeline for the tools. The number one which I'm going to change is wobbling. If I drag the slider all the way to the right, you can see that how the lines are changing into a painterly style. Maybe it's not that visible right now because there are a lot of outlines here which we can also manage by pressing on Outlines tab here and dragging the outline slider all the way to the left. Not completely reducing it, but somewhere like that. Then I can work around with other tabs like Outline Sketchiness. The sketch, what I'm getting from the beginning, is kind of curved. I want to make them a bit straight. So I turn the slider almost all the way to the right. Then what I gonna do is to decrease the depth of the image a little bit. Then we have other sliders like gaps. Gaps are the white areas which are produced in the image to make it a watercolor mimic look. When I press on gap, I want to drag it to this. Then there is another tab which is called gap size, and I want to drag it to the right. Then I can play around with gaps itself to make the image like this. And there is another tab which is called details. I usually drag details to the right so we have more detailed image. And once again, I'm gonna look at the outlines and make them a little bigger so we can see outlines, the actual details of the picture, and also have the depth of the image, of the painted image itself. We can also play around with outline size, the thickness, if we want that. It's all up to your taste. Let's make it like that. You see, when I had the sketchiness to the right, the lines of the sketch look more straight. If I make them to the left, they look more curved, which I personally don't like. So I'm gonna put them to the right. Okay. Regarding the sketch, I can see that there are a lot of lines which I don't want to be visible in some areas, right? So I press on retouch and I go to outlines, and when the outlines tab looks like blue minus, I can delete the outlines by erasing it with my finger or with my Apple Pencil, like this. In these areas, okay? In the trees, and in the areas where we have a really busy sketch. But we keep the sketch where we want it to be visible. When we are happy with our result, press this tab. Then we can change the colors. I personally would leave it as it is and save this image. Then I would go to my favorite app, iColorama, and change the colors and sharpen the image in iColorama. Maybe something like this. adjust, tone lap, my favorite preset number 4, decrease, apply, then effects, sharpen, decrease radius. Beautiful. And save the image. Great. Now I've done this with BeCasso. Again, if you don't have BeCasso, I recommend you to download and use Waterbrush, because Waterbrush has same kind of watercolor presets but with more functionality. Let's try Waterbrush for next image. Let me try this image, for example. Waterbrush itself makes great photo to paint transformation from the beginning, but we are going to make it even better. First, I'm gonna select one of the presets, the color presets, so to say, in Waterbrush application. For this image, I like this one, the Vivid preset. Then I tap on Edit. From the very beginning, what I'm gonna change the vignettes of the image, because the sharp lines, I don't like it and that's what I'm going to change. I'm gonna press on vignettes and select vignette number 9, which makes the more blended vignette lines, right? Press apply. And same as in BeCasso, I'm gonna press on adjust and work with the other presets. The number 1 is wobbling. I'm gonna put it all the way to the right. Okay. As we can see, the outlines are making some messy stuff here. So we press on outline and turn them to the left. And then what I'm usually doing is pressing on sketchiness and turning it almost all the way to the right. So the lines are a bit more straight, not the curved lines. Then I'm working with the detail tab to make it look more detailed. That's okay. Splatter, it's up to your taste. You're gonna have it higher or lower. It's what you think is better. Gaps, usually I make it the gaps to the left and gap size all the way to the right. So we have some larger white areas in here. If we don't see them, we can increase gap a little bit like that. It's all up to your taste. And then we're happy with this, we can press apply. And now we can change some other things here. Depth, we can make it lower so the image is more flattened, or you can make it higher so it's a different look. I prefer to make it like that and press apply. Paper, we're gonna choose any paper we like here. The default is this one, number 1, but we can change it to any other paper. It's up to you. Then retouch. If we press on retouch, I usually start with outlines. If we press on outlines plus, we can add some outlines here, like for example this way, right? So we have depth for the image. If we don't like something in outlines, we can press on outlines minus and take away. And we can lower the strength, so the outlines brush taking away the outlines is lower. plus we get some more outlines, and minus we decrease outlines. We press apply when we are happy. Then we can work with the depth again. Or we can work with the black point. Then we can work with contrast, saturation, like this. What else? I think that is it. We can save the image. Then we can go to iColorama and change image color and tone like this. Adjust tone lamp, something like this. And sharpen the image. Save. That's how it works. Let me do one more image for you. Let me take this image, maybe this one of Chicago. First, let me choose one of the presets. Again, Vivid. It works pretty well for all the images. In here, we are going to change, first of all, vignette to number 9. So we have better edges. Apply. Then I'm gonna go right to adjust. In adjust, number 1, I go to wobbling. Turn it all the way to the right. So we have all these wonderful lines. Okay. Then I go to outline, decrease the outline. Then I go to sketchiness, turn it all the way to the right. Then what? Then I go to gaps, like this. Gap size, like that. I can decrease gaps a little bit. I don't touch wetness at all. Splatter, it's up to you. You can increase or decrease it. Apply. Then black point. We're gonna work with that. Slider. Apply. Depth. Then I want to take off some of the outlines. I go to retouch. In retouch, I go to outlines. By default, it's minus. And I'm taking off some of the lines here, which I don't like. If I want to add some lines here, I press on here, like this. To take these lines, I'm tapping here. When I like it, I press on apply. And once again here, I'm gonna work with saturation. Apply. Contrast. Apply. Maybe brightness. Shadows. When I'm happy, I press on save. And then I go to my favorite iColorama to make the final changes. In tone, enhance. That's how I like it here. Let me try and adjust tone lamp, my favorite number 4. Maybe it's not looking good at this moment, but it's okay. I'm applying, then effects, sharpen, decrease the radius, fine, apply, and save the changes. Okay. This is the end of my technique. It's pretty quick and easy. If you like it, please let me know. If you have any issues with this technique, also please let me know. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked my tips and tricks tutorial, please put your likes under this video and to subscribe to my Photo to Paint YouTube channel. You can also sign up to watch my other tutorials at phototopaint.com website. See you next time and happy photo painting!